What is going on, you guys? Thank you guys so very much for joining me. My name is Cody Thixton, and this is Interesting Podcast. This is episode 7, and tonight we're going to be talking about Rhonda Rousey, what she needs to change in 2023 to help her WWE career, plus John Cena and the massive flop of a return last night on Friday Night SmackDown. Let's get right into it. Rhonda Rousey has been in WWE since WrestleMania 34. She hasn't been very, very good in the world of professional wrestling. She really hasn't. She seems kind of timid whenever she's in the ring, whenever she's cutting a promo. You can still see that she's thinking about what she needs to say and the bullet points and, the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, why. And it just seems like that's something that she needs to work on, is not getting as nervous, because professional wrestling fans, I guess in a sense, haven't been the nicest to Ronda Rousey since her arrival in WWE. And I think it's because of the intensity of where she came from, her being an MMA superstar and being so world renowned. There has been a lot of pressure on her to be able to up the ante and actually provide us with matches that are really good, or being able to cut a mic promo, or anything that we would expect from a major star like the name of Ronda Rousey. Now, if you look back at WrestleMania 35, when WWE wanted to give the women the first ever women's main event spot at WrestleMania, when it was Charlotte Flair versus Rhonda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, in my opinion, that was the best time of Rhonda Rousey's career so far, was her initial year. And that's kind of sad when you think that now we're going into year 4 and 5 of her being in the WWE. If you look at the work that she did with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch going into WrestleMania 35, there is that intensity behind her. She can be put in a major storyline or be put in a major match and be able to produce a really good storyline or a really good match, especially to be able to main event WrestleMania. I think that she needs to work a little bit on her in-ring work. I think if she were to embrace the UFC character like we saw her when she was in the UFC, but bring it to the WWE, she would almost be like the Brock Lesnar of the women's division. And I feel like that's something that people were expecting from Ronda Rousey upon her arrival in WWE. But it's not something that we've gotten. And I think that's what's taking people back and actually having them criticize Ronda Rousey. Because I feel like with the moniker and the nickname of the baddest woman on the planet, there has to be that intensity. And I feel like that's something that we are not feeling when it comes to Ronda Rousey either being in the ring or cutting a promo. And I feel like it would definitely save her WWE career if she was able to embrace a UFC character and then be able to be intimidating on the microphone, because she's already an intimidating person. So why not embrace that and bring that to our television? And I feel like if Ronda Rousey was able to do that, it would completely transform the way that us fans have been criticizing Ronda Rousey, especially knowing her background and just how serious she can be, or the intensity behind her actually fighting. We need to see that come to television. And I think that will definitely save Ronda Rousey's career. Also, WWE being able to put her against somebody that maybe isn't a Charlotte Flair or a Becky Lynch. WWE needs to build their women's division more And I feel like if Ronda Rousey were to be in more matches with more women who possibly needed that big win, it would add to the women's division and put a lot of people over, so that then when they go head to head with Ronda Rousey, it'll bring just as much interest as a Becky Lynch or a Charlotte Flair. Because I feel like everybody kind of understands that like that is kind of being watered down. It's kind of being shown too much, and it's something that all of us fans want to move on from and actually see new people, come into the business and be able to get a spotlight and be with a person like with the name like Ronda Rousey, especially at a WrestleMania. So I will keep you guys informed on this as the year 2023 goes on, because Ronda Rousey, I feel like, is coming on her almost last leg of her WWE career. So it's going to be something that we're going to have to look forward to, and I will definitely keep you guys updated on anything that I see as far as whether Ronda Rousey is changing or if she's just going downhill in her WWE career. Next, let's talk about John Cena last night on Friday Night SmackDown and his quote-unquote big return to WWE. This was way too overhyped. This was way too overhyped for what we got in that match. John Cena, to me, and this is just me personally, I respect everybody out there who's a fan of John Cena, who respects him because of his work in the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the way that he's able to communicate with kids and girls and whatever. John Cena, as a professional wrestler, his character is good. He can talk on the microphone phenomenally. But as soon as he gets into a match, the dude is just absolutely terrible in every aspect of what he does. Because what does he do? Come out and do like 5 moves? That's it? Shoulder tackle, lift up slam, his stupid you can't see me like punch, the 5-knuckle shuffle, there you go. And then he goes into what either the classic wrestling fans would call the FU, or he goes into the modern, watered down attitude adjustment. And that's all that we saw from John Cena last night. Great, he came out and the crowd went fucking wild. But little did they know that we would only get 5 moves by John Cena during his entire run. And I get, some people are saying that it was because of the fact that he's in Hollywood and he can only make a one-off appearance and there's other things that he needs to do. But that doesn't mean that a match, especially when you are first appearing, you don't make an appearance often. You should make that match memorable, because people were trying to tout this as the best tag team match of 2022. When we all know that's not even true based off of what we saw last night. That was the most overhyped, over-talked about return/match of all of 2022. It became one of what was speculated as the best tag team match to now one of the worst tag team matches. It's absolutely ridiculous. And for what? Just for John Cena to come back, and then we're going to get him into another rivalry, hopefully with Logan Paul, leading into WrestleMania 39 this coming up season. But that doesn't mean that a show should fixate on somebody coming back and then that's the performance that we get. And that's something that we've always gotten from John Cena. That's his character. He goes into a match, he gets beaten up, and then he tries to come back. And then the other team overbuilds over him, they start beating him up more. And then he comes back for a final run where he can finally actually have some offense. And then that's when he does the 5 moves that he is absolutely known for. It's fucking ridiculous. And that's why I don't really understand why everybody is so excited for John Cena to come back, because he's not going to do anything important. He already wasted so many years of him being in main events, of him taking over pay-per-views, of him having matches, of him having rivalries, of him being the number one person in WWE. It's about time that he takes a step back and he allows other people to shine. That doesn't mean that if you're going to come in for a performance, that you should not put on a show. Have him be in the ring more so that then he can interact with the other superstars, sell their moves, make them look better. Just like all the years that he didn't do that by not being able to go to Vince McMahon and say that he wants to put over other people. He is the most overhyped, overrated, shittiest professional wrestler of all time. Great, he fucking does a lot for like the community. He does a lot of charity work. He does a lot of Make-A-Wish, like all of that. I'm talking from a professional wrestling fan of 17 years who has lived and breathed professional wrestling. John Cena is fucking terrible in the ring. Like I said earlier, I'll give credit where credit is due. He is fantastic on the promo. He's fantastic with kids. He's fantastic with building intrigue and making people want to see him. But then whenever we see him, it's almost like he drops the ball. And that's exactly what he did last night on Friday Night SmackDown when he made his quote-unquote massive return in WWE for the year of 2022, because even they will admit that John Cena only wrestles one match a year. What an absolute fucking embarrassment. Like, that is seriously really, really embarrassing. So if this is the kind of content that you guys like podcasts, you guys like professional wrestling, you guys want somebody who's going to give it to you real, give it to you straight, has been watching professional wrestling for over 17 years and absolutely loves it, this is the channel for you. Again, this was Interesting Podcast, Episode 7. My name is Cody Thixton. Please give me a like, comment down below, tell me what you guys think Rhonda Rousey should change, and then maybe the flop of John Cena's return. We have so much more that's going to be coming on this YouTube channel, so please, again, if you guys like this kind of content and want somebody who's going to give it to you real, give me a subscribe down below. We're going to get used to this. It's going to be a difficult one, but I'll catch you guys later.